Giant-sized Spiderman and Dracula, issue number 1, first issue Phantasmagoria, featuring an all-new Spidey Dracula thriller in the tradition of our smash hit Marvel team-up, Mag, featuring Spidey's premiere battle with the fightin' flamin' Human Torch. Spidey and Dracula together. Ship of fiends. Uh-oh, a flashlight beam. Looks like that jewelry store has an unannounced visitor. At this late hour, whatever that gent is doing in there has got to be a no-no. So I suppose it's time for a certain friendly neighborhood wall crawler to go into his number. Mighty Marvel proudly presents 30 pages of all new excitement starring the wondrous web slinger and the Lord of Vampires. Side windows open, which explains how our trusty trespasser got inside. Of course, that doesn't explain how he bypassed all the building's burglar alarms. But let's take this one thing at a time, as the old saying goes. Okay, that's thing one, I'm in. And thing two, our flashlight wielding sneak thief shouldn't be very far away from. My spider sense tingling like crazy. There's somebody behind me, and I've got me a sneaking suspicion I know who it is. Guess what, Chuckles? You missed me, but don't expect my ever-ready webbing to miss you. Because, friend, that only happens about once in a very blue. Whoa, my webbing didn't stick. Neat trick, Charlie, but winning first prize in a hog racing contest still doesn't put you in the big leagues. Boy, not exactly a blabbermouth, are you? Uh-oh, looks like Tight Lips has decided to make a break for it. But there's no place he can go where a Spider-Man can't follow. Even if it's straight through the middle of a... Oh, that patch of ice must have slipped on it. I'd better... Ice in 60-degree weather. Rats. Old silent treatment has vanished, and there's not a chance of me finding him again now. So I might as well just hang it up and get back to what I was doing before I got involved in this mess. After all, I've got a date tonight with the most beautiful girl in the world, and it wouldn't be polite to keep her waiting. Mrs. Watson, how's Aunt May? Oh, it's you, Peter. Come in. She's not doing well, your aunt. May, a cold, I think. The flu, maybe. But the doctor is in with her now. Definitely the flu, Mrs. Parker, but your resistance to it seems to be... Doctor, please, my nephew Peter is here. You'd better believe it, Tiger. How are you feeling, sweet lady? Mrs. Watson tells me you've been out playing pro football again behind my back. And you know how I hate you messing around with that Joe Namath. He's much too old for you. Oh, Peter, you're such a tease. I'm feeling fine, just a little cold. But nothing for you to be concerned about, Peter. A delicate boy like you should be concerned about himself. I'll be up and around in a day or so. Don't you worry about me. Why not, pretty lady? Turnabout is fair play, isn't it? And after all the years you've spent worrying about me, well, I'll be by to see you again soon, real soon. You just do whatever the doctor tells you and take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. It's all right, Peter. I'll watch over her. And once out of earshot of his ailing aunt, okay, Doc, give it to me straight. That sweet old lady has got more than a simple case of flu. No, Peter, it is flu, all right, but a new strain, resistance to any vaccine we currently possess. What are you saying? There must be something we can do for her. It's reaching epidemic proportions, and I'm afraid that in your aunt's frail condition, it may be more than she can overcome. I truly wish there were, uh, but our only hope is a new vaccine being brought into this country by its discoverer. Unfortunately, A.J. Maxfield is terribly eccentric, refuses to fly, and thus is coming to America by boat. And by the time the SS Wendell docks here several days from now, it may be too late to help your Aunt May. I'm sorry, Peter, but there is nothing to be done. That's where you're wrong, Doc. Something can be done, and I'm just the guy to do it. It is a heart-sick web-slinger who arcs high over the darkened city streets. Brief moments later, a man weighted down with the burdens of concern and commitment, and the knowledge he dare not fail in his self-appointed mission. There it is, the Baxter Building, home of the Fantastic Four. But if Johnny Storm isn't home, no, I mustn't think like that. He will be home, he will. And guess what? He is. Oh, swell, just what I needed tonight on top of everything else. The thinking man's answer to a terminal headache. And to what do I owe the dubious honor of this visit? Much as I hate to say it, Torch, I need your help. Sorry, chum, but if you've got a flat on that creepy Spidermobile of yours, you can fix it yourself. In other words, buzz off. Mister, you listen to me, or I'm going to pound you into the floor. Hey, cool it, cousin. I didn't realize it was so serious. Clue me in, and I'll see what I can do. Basically, it's simple. I need transportation and fast. And once the anxious Spider-Man has explained his needs in full, a thoughtful Human Torch leads him to the FF's rooftop hangar, and there she is. Regis finished her last night, and though he's liable to kill me for this, from what you've told me, this rig's just what you're looking for. And moments later, I've preset the automatic pilot to take you to that liner. When you're ready, pressing the red button on the console will bring you right back here. I'm obliged, Johnny, I mean that. If there's ever anything I can do for you in turn, yeah, get out of my life. Boy, you really have a mad on tonight, don't you? Look, if you want to let off steam, why don't you check out Faversham's on 47th and Park? You might find all the action needed there you need. I sure did. Thanks, I may do that. And if you think that's a subtle come on, Tiger, pick up Marvel Team Up 23, and you'll see how right you are. Then a button is pressed, a spring action catapult hurls the sleek silver missile skyward, and as it clears the rooftops, its rockets ignite, streaking an impatient Spider Man away from the cloud shrouded Isle of Manhattan, out over the vast Atlantic Ocean, towards a most spectacular confrontation. What kind of man can this A.J. Maxfield be? Traveling incognito, refusing to let that vaccine out of his hands when the lives of thousands may hang in the balance? Well, I guess I'll find out soon enough. I've reached the liner in less than 15 minutes. Man, Reed Richards sure knows how to build 'em. Per instructions, the web slinger then presses several buttons on the Skycraft's console and, okay, I'm in position, right over the ship. The magnetic hover jets are activated, and pressing this final button will keep this crazy chariot hidden above the boat in an artificially created cloud screen. While your always smiling web slinger drops in for a little visit with one A.J. Maxfield, professional screw loose. Of course, finding Maxfield on a ship this size may be a bit of a problem, compounding by the fact that Spider-Man is not exactly an inconspicuous sort, so I guess tracking Maxfield down becomes a job for Peter Parker. Cut to a sinister bat-winged shape swooping down out of the darkness towards the great ship's deck, a shape that seems to billow even as it lands, exchanging the form of a savage night flyer for the far more acceptable form of a man. Ah, but this is no ordinary man, as you already may have guessed. No, this is a man of nobility, of breeding. This is Count Dracula, Lord of the Vampires, and his mission this night seems somehow strangely familiar. Somewhere on this pretentious vessel there hides one A.J. Maxfield, the man I've come to kill. I've never met Maxfield, nor even heard of him before he discovered his accursed vaccine, but since the proper use of such a discovery may one day interfere with my well-laid plans, I must dispose of Maxfield and his serum before he can hope to threaten. Hey, dolt, are you blind? Watch where you walk. Huh? Oh, excuse me, mister. Guess I was so wrapped up in my thoughts I didn't see where I was going. Sorry. Very well, but do not let it happen again. Man, what a grouch that guy is. Bah, what fools these mortals be. And as if our plot weren't complicated enough, in a cabin on one of the upper decks we find Okay, you mugs know the setup with the costume ball on ship tonight. Ain't nobody even gonna notice you prowling around in them outfits. So you shouldn't have too much trouble tracking down this AJ Maxfield guy. One moment, Simeon, my friend. In a soft, raspy growl, Anthony the Whisperer Gavelli, ex Magia Big Shot, addresses his top lieutenant, Seymour Simeon Sims. We don't just want Maxfield, but that special vaccine he's carrying with him. The only way they're gonna let me back into the US is if they're forced to. And trading them that vaccine for a passport and pardon is just the kind of leverage I need. Okay, you monks, you heard what the boss man said. Get going. And if you don't come back with the pill pusher, don't bother coming back at all. Well, several decks above, the journey from Europe to this wretched ship has become tiresome. I thirst voraciously, but as long as this planet abounds with human cattle, it is a thirst I may easily quench. Excuse me, miss, but I believe you can help me. Sure, friend, if there's anything I can do. Naive fool, so trusting, so appetizing. A moment to lure her into the shadows, then I shall drink deep of, someone behind me. Oops, sorry if I spooked you, mister, but I'm trying to get a shot of Joyce in her party costume, and you stepped right in my way. Who? I did not intend to. Hey, hey, your costume isn't half bad either. In fact, it's downright fantastic. Stand right there a sec and let me get a shot of it. No, don't, I. Camera shy, huh? Don't worry. About now you'll look, pal. These days the cameras almost take the pictures themselves. Just takes 15 seconds for the snapshot to develop, then. Huh? I don't get it. I know I had that guy in my viewfinder, so why isn't he in the photo? Because vampires don't photograph. Hey, mister, mind if I, He's gone. Like a mist in the breeze. And moments later, on that topmost deck, that mist becomes once more the Lord Count Dracula, who strides grimly off in search of some new prey, only to find himself suddenly the hunted instead of the hunter. What? Who dares? Out of my way, fools, and let me pass. Oh, chamo, don't recognize you from the ship's roster, so I figure you might just be the guy we're looking for. And you ain't going nowhere till I find out for sure. Swine? No man says where Dracula may or may not pass. Away from me, and consider it lucky I allow you to live. Okay, wise mouth, that tears it. Ain't nobody what muscles Big Mike Maloney and walks away to brag about it. It ain't possible. The slugs are going right through him. Anything is possible for the Lord of the Undead. Now, wretch, face me and prepare to receive the fate you so justly deserve. I gave you a chance to retain your worthless lives, and one chance is all that Dracula allows. Look at me, look deep into my eyes, for in them you will surely see the blazing pits of hell. No, please, don't. Desperately, though they try, the two gaudily garbed gunmen cannot tear away their gaze. For Dracula's eyes are two black, demanding pools, drawing them ever deeper into the shadows, until at last they stand immobile, their self control shattered, their will washed away on the wind, and at a whispered command from the Transylvanian nobleman, they march mechanically across the deck, over the railing, and legs still pumping in military cadence down towards the cold, bleak, ever waiting sea, there to be lost forever from sight, their death screams still caught in their throats. The waves gently lapping against the steel ship's hull do little to soothe the despair Elvira Kaufman feels tonight. She had heard many stories of shipboard romances, dreamed for months of having one of her own, but it has been a dream unfulfilled until tonight. The man is not handsome, not really, but there is a magnetism about him that is positively compelling. Elvira looks into his almost timeless face, sees the desire that is written there. Come, woman, I have need of you this night. A very great need indeed. Please, be gentle. And thus Elvira Kaufman is lost. Closing her limpid eyes, Elvira feels fire course through her as twin points of agony pierce the soft flesh of her neck. A sound escapes Elvira's throat, and she no longer recognizes it as a scream, but someone else does. Somebody's in trouble, down at the other end of the deck. It appears Maxfield will have to wait. A girl. That bat must have frightened her. Looks like she fainted from. Hey, what's a bat doing this far out at sea? Cripes, this little lady is suffering from more than fainting spells. She's as pale as the grave. And those marks on her neck, they look like. Nah, that I refuse to believe. I better get her down to the ship's doctor, and fast. Moments later, below decks. Still don't know what you're doing here, young man. I know all the passengers on this ship, and I don't know you. Look, Captain, we can play 20 questions later, like after somebody has tended to the girl. You know, band-aids, medicine, a doctor maybe? Don't get insolent with me, young man. The doctor is on the way. But that doesn't affect your situation in the least. You're a stowaway, and you're going to answer for. What? Doctor! Dr. Maxfield, thank you for answering my call. We came as quickly as we could, Captain. Maxfield. Now, which one of you is the patient? Neither of us. It's that girl on the cot who needs attention. Her breathing is so shallow, we were afraid she might not last till you arrived. Captain, I suggest you leave the diagnosis to those who know what they're doing. Sorry to drop in unexpected like this, but we ain't exactly got time to wait for an invitation. The boss has been looking for you, Maxfield. Been waiting a long time to meet you. And chum, the boss don't like to be kept waiting. Okay, gorilla, let go of the doctor. The girl's life depends on him. And your life depends on standing very still, punk. Okay, I get the point. Take your hands off him, you filthy ruffian. Don't you dare handle a man of medicine that way. Ow. Sister, you pull a stunt like that again. Ow. And I'm going to rearrange your pretty face. Come on, you goons, let's move it. Dirty animals, they've knocked her unconscious. Quickly, son, lend me a hand. Help me revive her. Didn't you hear me, man? I said I need your. Huh? He's gone. The Mask of the Black Death, Chapter 2. In stunned amazement, the captain rushes to the open porthole, his eyes carefully raking the frothy sea below him for some sign of the stowaway's whereabouts, which is unfortunate, for had the captain chosen to look above him, instead he would have found his stowaway racing for the upper decks, as only a wall crawler can. Can't tangle with those goons in the ship's narrow corridors. Too much chance of the doctor getting hurt. Got to do something to lure them out into the open. And brother, do I have an idea. Grinning to himself, the web slinger slips back into the ship, and moments later has Simeon and company round a bend in the hallway. What in? The corridor's blocked off. I don't like the looks of this. Come on, let's head back the other way. Huh? Now that end's blocked off too, by a giant spider web. I don't know what's going on here, but we ain't sticking around to find out. Let's go. Up the stairs. We'll try another deck. But on the next deck up and the deck after that, the situation is exactly the same. Now, this one's closed off too. If I didn't know better, I'd swear, nah, it can't be him. How could he get on the boat? Come on, let's keep climbing. Level after wearying level, they climb, until at last they can climb no higher, and they step out onto the open deck to find, well, I'll be stuffed, it is him. Okay, web slinger, you had your fun, now turn around and face me. I want you to see the slug that finishes you. Beg pardon? Don't know how you tumbled onto our action so quick, webhead, but if you think you're going to cut in on a piece of it, you're crazy. Okay, you miserable bugs, waste 'em. Hey, wait! Are you out of your minds? What are you doing? For pity's sake, don't shoot! Look at that, will you? Big bad Spiderman crawling like a bedbug. Spiderman? Who's Spiderman? Look, see? I'm not a Spiderman, I'm Dexter Bixby. This is just a costume for tonight's masquerade ball. I thought I'd win first prize, but look, you guys want first prize? You got it, it's yours. I'll go tell the judges I resign, I promise. Hey, wait a second. If that jerk was a ringer, where's the real Spider Man? You stumped me, chump. Ever think of looking in the yellow pages? Huh? There he is. Come on, you slobs, get the lead out. Get the lead out of what, Chuckles? Your rifles or the seats of your pants? Not that it makes a big difference, though. Your aim is like your tastes in clothes lousy. I'd better do the little Dutch boy number. Still, on the off chance you might accidentally hit somebody with that thing, and plug up the works. My hands, my face, seared by the backfire. What do I do now? Anybody asks, Tiger, tell them you've been in Miami for 6 weeks. Okay, webhead, party time is over. Anchor yourself to the deck, or I'm going to waste Dr. Kildare here. How are you going to do that, sweetheart? Talk him to death? What? My gun plastered to the wall. Incredible, web slinger. Thanks a lot. No sweat, Doc. I'll send you a bill. Now, why don't you get out of here before. Machine Gun Kelly is back. Come on, wall crawler, stand still so I can get a good shot at you. I bet you say that to all the guys. No, on second thought, scratch that. Your line was so dumb it doesn't deserve a snappy comeback. Besides, if you want to shoot me, you're going to have to catch me. And I trust you'll understand if I don't go out of my way to make that too easy for you. Bye bye now. And seconds later, at the air funnel behind the furious gunman, he's got to come out of there sometime. I'll just wait until. Peekaboo! Who? Spider-Man! Good for you, got it on the first guess. Now try this one. Who's buried in Grant's tomb? Smack. Sorry, wrong answer. Rats. He went to sleep before I could even tell him about his consolation prize. All right, Webhead, hold it. Just tisk. Such terrible manners. Never point a loaded gun at someone unless you've been properly introduced. Spider sense tingling. Someone is behind me. Oh, it's you. I'd almost forgotten you were still hanging around. And unfortunately, it appears that Dr. Maxfield isn't hanging around, that is. Guess he took my little suggestion to heart. Which leaves me just about where I started. No vaccine, no AJ Maxfield, and no idea where the heck to look for him. Exit Spider-Man, for the moment. The scene now shifts to the liner's sprawling ballroom, where a costume party of heroic proportion moves into high gear, and where a certain black-cloaked Lord of Vampires seems surprisingly at home. Perhaps here, in the midst of this insane revelry, I shall find the one I seek. Though in truth I find such a crass display of pseudo-decadence quite distasteful. Still, since most of the ship's passengers are here tonight, it seems likely that A.J. Maxfield will be here as. Hey? Help! Please, somebody help me! There's a bunch of maniacs aboard this ship. Whoa, Doc, slow down a little. The party's just beginning. Slow down, slow down. With all those gun-happy gorillas on my tail. Hey, come on, Doc, calm yourself. Give us a chance to understand you. And while the ship's officers attempt to soothe a set of very frazzled nerves, let us observe a bit of most important pantomime. A charade that does not go unnoticed by a pair of wine-red eyes. Most interesting, it appears this aging human and that gaudily costumed cretins who accosted me earlier are connected somehow. And since most of the players are now assembled for the final scenes, let the show commence. Doctor, please, you've got to help me. Lord, your voice, what's wrong? I don't know. Maybe it was something I ate. Please, you've got to do something for me. Of course, come with me. I'll take you down to sickbay immediately. Duped by the whisperer's skillful performance, the dedicated young physician leads his stumbling patient out into the crisp night air, and a curious, darkling figure slides through the shadows behind them. A figure who pauses for a moment as though he pursues turn a corner of the deck. Then, having carefully considered the situation and having reached a decision, the figure strides determinedly onward, only to run into something he hadn't considered at all. Or had he? Okay, punk, don't know why you're tailing the boss, but your little stroll is over, as of now. With utter contempt, Dracula glares at the brutish form standing menacingly before him. Then, in a voice far colder than any grave, the vampire lord speaks. I have had enough of fools such as you this night. I warn you, stand aside. Simeon Sims shudders involuntarily, a shudder that swiftly becomes a wave of quivering fear as the Magia man stares into the mirror of Dracula's maelstrom eyes and sees his soul laid bare before him. A truth so shattering no mortal mind can hope to support it without bending it until it breaks. No, please, keep away from me. Keep away. Dracula moves on, and this time there is nothing to keep him from his prey. One moment, gentlemen. I believe I have business with you. Who? Oh, it's you. Indeed, and you, it seems, are the one I've traveled so many miles to find. Dr. A.J. Maxfield, I presume. So I'm not the only one been looking for the Maxfield guy. But if you think you're going to take the doc away from me at this point, mister, you're just not going to live that long. You must be pretty tough to get past my boy Simeon like that, but you're up against Anthony Cavelli now, the best knife fighter in all the. What? There's no blood. I cut you good, I know I did. So why don't you bleed? Why don't you die? Because I choose not to, fool. Nobody laughs at Anthony Cavelli. Nobody. When I get my hands on you, I will cut your heart out for you. Ow. Congratulations, mortal. You have succeeded in making me angry. This has not been a pleasant night for me. I have been harassed, attacked, insulted, and it is time I put an end to it. No. What are you doing? The Lord of Darkness lunges forward, and for interminable moments he and his sibilant sounding opponent are lost beneath the billowing folds of his ebony cloak, until at last Dracula turns away from the spot alone. True to form, even Anthony Cavelli's death sigh has been a whisper. Now, Dr. Maxfield, the time has at last come for me to attend to the matter that brought me all this way. No, please, wait. You don't understand. But I do understand, Doctor, perhaps more than you will ever know. I understand that you are like all of your kind, conniving, cowardly, incapable of accepting the inevitable. We will be well rid of you when I and my followers at last rule the earth. And your death, Doctor, my good doctor, brings me one step closer to that goal. Goodbye, Dr. Maxfield. May your death be a swift one. No! His mission a seeming success, the crowned prince of evil throws back his saturnine head and hurls gales of triumphant laughter at the moonlit sky. Then turning hurriedly into the night dark form of a bat, he pursues the laughter homeward, and the leather-winged shadow soon is lost from sight. Exit Dracula, and re-enter an almost forgotten Spiderman. So far no luck in tracking Maxfield down again. I feel like a peeping Peter peeking into portholes like this. But since I doubt Maxfield will drop from the clouds like manna from heaven, my only hope is to. Oh, what in the name of. Oh no, Maxfield really did drop in on me. And this time I'd better not lose him. Swell, Maxfield's fainted in my arms. But if I don't snag something quick with my trusty webbing, he's in for a rude awakening, and so am I. Oh, made it. But a few feet more and the two of us would be taking one very cold bath. Better get Maxfield back up on the deck before he wakes up. But when the web slinger scampers topside, he discovers, "You're monsters. All of you horrible monsters. Stay back. I'm warning you. Come any closer, and I'll shoot." Looks like old Gorilla Face has really gone bananas. But one good shot of my webbing will, huh? I don't believe it. My web shooter jammed. Wow, if that had happened 10 seconds earlier, Maxfield and I would be shark bait, right? Uh oh. Don't even think about that right now. What? Another monster with glowing eyes and purple claws. Boy, you really know how to flatter a guy, don't you? Of course, I'm not exactly Robert Redford, or Dustin Hoffman for that matter. Keep away, monster. I'll shoot, I'll shoot. But even if I can't flatter you, ape face, at least I can still flatten you with class. And when Spidey has unjammed his web shooters and bound his unconscious foe, there, that should hold him till the guys with the butterfly nets come to take him away. Now I'd better. Oh, Spider-Man, thank you. That's twice tonight you've saved my life. Well, if it if you feel that way about it, Dr. Maxfield, I'll make you a deal. Your new vaccine in exchange for. Please, wait a second. That's what I've been trying to tell everyone all night. My name is Hennessy. I'm the ship's doctor. I'm not A.J. Maxfield. Of course. How could he be A.J. Maxfield when I am? Who? Oh no, I don't believe it. You don't believe what, Spider-Man? That Dr. Alice Joyce Maxfield could be a woman? That, my friend, is one of the reasons I travel incognito. It keeps the wide-eyed gawkers away. It also keeps the good guys away, Doc. And this good guy has been hunting for you like crazy. And when the web slinger has explained his situation in detail, forgive me, Spider Man, I never realized my little eccentricities could be indirectly responsible for anyone's death. Frankly, the thought of flying to New York still terrifies me, but if I would not be safe with Spider Man, thanks to the vote of confidence, Doc, why don't you put on some traveling clothes while I go speak to the captain? I'll be back as quickly as I can. And minutes later, I'm ready when you are, Spider Man, and hurry, please. This vaccine must be kept cold. Don't worry about that, dog. One press of this special button to summon my flexible flyer, and I promise we'll be back in New York before either of you has a chance to lose your cool. Epilogue. In a sheltered room somewhere in Europe, the Lord Count Dracula resumes his human form, then settles into sleep against the swift approaching dawn, little realizing that self-same dawn lights the way for the real Dr. A.J. Maxfield, and that for one of those rare times in his centuries-long existence, Dracula has failed. The end. Strange Tales Annual presents one of the most epic thrillers of all time, The Dazzling Human Torch on the Trail of the Amazing Spider-Man. Aided by his sister, Sue Storm, known professionally as the Invisible Girl, the Human Torch goes through his paces during his daily workout at his backyard obstacle course. Whew, just made it. Not bad, Johnny. Tomorrow I'll try turning it even faster. There, I zipped through the war's surplus tank tread without even touching a rivet. Don't get too overconfident, young man. Remember, the tank wasn't moving. You'll have to brush up on reversing your direction in flight, Johnny. I got you that time. Ah, sis, can't I be allowed one mistake? Nope, not when it could mean your finish in a real battle. Hey, dig this, Sue. I shaped my flame to fit the lock, just like a key. Not bad, Torch, but I guess that's enough for today. Returning to the living dining area of their modern split level home in Glenville, Long Island, the Torch and his sister prepare for a lazy, leisurely Saturday afternoon. It's rather nice to spend a quiet day at home with no dangerous Fantastic Four missions to worry about. You can say that again, sis. Boy, that workout was a gasser. I'm pooped. Look out, coach, here I come. Flaming fireballs, look at this. Almost the whole blamed issue of Live is devoted to that swell-headed Spider-Man. Where does he come off getting all that publicity? What can he do that I can't do better? Well, you can get more headlines for one thing. Boy, that really bugs me. When I do something sensational, the Fantastic Four gets the credit. But when that corny creep does anything, every paper and mag gives him a write up. If you intend to continue that childish tantrum, I'll simply fade away. Yeah, you wouldn't be so calm if there was a Spider Girl somewhere stealing your thunder. Every time I pick up the paper, it's Spider-Man this and Spider-Man that. Boy, that guy makes me sizzle. I'd give anything for a chance to prove he ain't so hot. Although he doesn't suspect it, the torch is close to that chance that he knows. Let us now visit the Museum of Art, where a newly discovered Da Vinci masterpiece is on exhibition. You'll never be able to pull this job off, Fox. There's too many guards around. Don't be fool. My plans are all made. That painting will belong to the Fox before morning. I still don't like it. Even if the cops don't stop you, you still got the Fantastic Four to worry about, and maybe even Spider Man. Exactly the opposite, my friend. I've arranged things so that Spider Man will help me. Just wait and see. And so, later that night, as a curtain of darkness falls over the unsuspecting city, there, this master wire will cut off all electric power within a 3 block radius. I don't like it, Charlie. All the electricity went off. That means the burglar alarms won't work. Better get the electric company repair truck here on the double. Hello? Hello? Operator, this is an emergency. Minutes later. You show the boys where the main fuse box is. I'll wait here for additional equipment to arrive. Then, after fixing the faulty wiring, the repairmen leave, taking with them one item more than they had brought. It worked like a charm, Fox. But the best part is yet to come. Wait till they find the clue I left for them. It's gone. While they were fixing the wires. Look what I found under the frame. Looks like part of a giant spider's web. Hey, that's it. It must have been Spider Man. Within an hour, the news is out. So Spider Man finally turned criminal. Well, they'll catch him. I never did trust that guy, always keeping his real identity a secret. At the hideout of the Fox. Are you sure this hunk of canvas is worth all that dough, Fox? It's supposed to be by Da Vinci, ain't it? Even something he threw away would be worth a fortune. Of course, but now let's watch Spider Man lead the police on a wild goose chase. And at that very moment, standing atop an isolated chimney far removed from the hostile crowd below, a lone figure scans the latest news headlines in bewilderment. The only way I can prove my innocence is to find the real thief. But how? I haven't any clues, and I dare not let the police catch sight of me. This is one time when even Spider Man can use some help. The Human Torch lives in Glenville, just outside of the city. If I can convince him of my innocence, I'll have a chance. He's a teenager like me. It might be fun to work with him while we go after the guy who framed me. The way I'm dressed, this'll be easier than taking a train. And so, a short time later, at a suburban town, Long Island's South Shore, last stop Glenville, all off. It doesn't take the Spider Man long to find the Torch's home. I'm going to meet Reed and Ben in the city now, Johnny. I left your dinner in the fridge, and sure, sure, Sue, I'm not an infant. I'll be okay till you get back. Don't forget to put the cat out before you go to sleep, and turn on off the TV. And for the love of Pete, sis, you're beginning to sound like a broken record. See you later. I hear the phone ringing inside. Hi, Chief. No, I haven't heard the radio. What? Spider Man? You're kidding. Sure, I'll be glad to help you find him. Talk to you later, Chief. Gotta hang up now. I thought I heard something outside the window. That shadow on the paint. There is someone out there. Flame on. Whoever it is, he has more nerve than brains. He's opening the window from the outside. I'll just zip out and grab his legs as I pass him. Hey, he's faster than I thought. Torch, wait, I want to talk to you. Hold it. Cut it out. What's wrong with you? You some kind of nut or something? I'll show you the kind of nut I am. You thought you'd sneak up on me, did you? Diving under that pool isn't going to help you, fella. That water's going to be too hot for you to hide in before you know it. I came to him in good faith to ask for help, but if it's a fight he wants, he's sure gonna get it. First thing I'll do is make a soggy wet water ball out of some strands of webbing. Here, hothead, this ought to cool you off for a while. You're fighting a big time operator now. Don't go away mad, sonny boy. There's lots more where that came from. Me go away? Brother, that's just wishful thinking. I'll just make a few fire images of me and then we'll mix ourselves up a little bit. It'll be fun watching you knock yourself out trying to stop the right one. Holy heat waves, I never saw anyone move so fast. I told you, Junior, this is the big time. Your cornball tricks don't bother me. The torch must have found out about the police wanting me for the theft of that painting, and he believes I'm guilty. I sure came to the wrong guy for help. Well, to heck with him. It'll take more than a human matchstick to put the kibosh on Spiderman. Just in case he's dumb enough to still be following me, I'll arrange a little welcome for him here at this construction site. There he comes. Well, all I've got to do is whirl this cement mixer at super speed, and the long pipe I attach to the muzzle will do the rest. Bullseye! So long, stupid. By the time you get out of that, maybe you'll have learned better than to fight with Spider-Man. Drat the chicken scratching luck, it's my own blamed fault. When will I ever learn to stop underestimating my opponents? Well, first thing I gotta do is get out of this cement straitjacket. I'll just increase the heat of my body as much as possible, and presto. I guess I'm the only guy who ever baked himself out of a fix like that. I'm bushed. Better rest a while. Spider-Man will keep till later. Minutes later, as Johnny wearily heads for home, it's a spooky feeling, knowing that he could be anywhere watching me with that blasted spider vision of his. Well, guess I rested enough. Flame on and take to the air again. He'll be a lot easier to find from up here, and next time I won't be such a lunkhead. I'll be extra careful. While the torch is sightseeing out there, this deserted chem lab is just what I need. Expertly, the clever science student sets to work. I've got to make a web which will hold the torch long enough for me to reason with him. The addition of these ice-cold silicon crystals, which I can manipulate under the microscope, are just what I need. Done. Now all that remains is to test it. Perfect. It's cold enough to douse torch's flame and strong enough to withstand a hammer blow. Now it's time to track me down a human torch. And exactly 1 block away, at the corner of Madison Avenue and 63rd Street, I hear you're a whiz at designing sports cars, Torch. Have you ever done any work on motorcycles? Sure, I've got the sweetest Harley Davidson you've ever seen in my garage. As soon as we get Spider-Man under wraps, take a ride out to my place, Pete, and we'll... Hey, what is it? Look, it's him. What's the matter, Torch? You need a bodyguard? How about trying to tackle me by yourself again? Just try and stop me, loudmouth. Flame on. Only missed me by a couple of feet that time, Junior. Not bad for a guy with no talent. I'll make you eat those words before we're through, you masked meathead. If I stay close enough to the people below, he'll be unable to use his fireballs for fear of hurting someone. Tell me something, Torchy. How can someone as slow as you manage to keep up with the Fantastic Four? Very funny, chump. Look, running up the side of a building is just a corny show-off trick. It's not going to shake me off your trail. I'm not trying to shake you, Half Pint. All I want to do is get you to a nice, quiet, lonely spot like this. And then what? I'm glad you asked me, Torch. Here, this ice silicone web ought to answer your questions real neat. Okay, so you stop me for now, but this hunk of phony threads won't hold me forever, and when I melt 'em, look, hothead, give your tonsils a rest and listen to me, will you? I just wanted a chance to tell you that I didn't take that Da Vinci painting. Somebody framed me, and no pun intended, the only reason I came to your pad was to ask you for help. You kidding? Do you think I was born yesterday? Didn't I tell you to climb up and listen? That web is so icy it'll make you cough when you open your mouth. You're telling me. Hey, now what? My flame died out so fast it turned to vapor. and the frigid web is changing the vapor. For crying out loud, I'm covered with snow. It'll soon melt and you'll be able to flame on again, so I've got to talk fast. Use your head, Torch. If I really stole that painting, why would I waste time trying to convince you? I'd cut out so fast your head would spin. I thought you'd get a kick out of working with me and helping me find the real thief. But I'm through begging. Now you can make up your mind. I probably made a mistake coming to you in the first place. All you care about is headlines. You probably don't want to share the publicity with me. So I'll go it alone from here on in. So long, little man. Can you tie that? He called me all the things I was calling him. Maybe the costume clown really is innocent. Well, I'll bust out of here easy enough. All I need is to increase my body heat till it reaches cosmic blast intensity, and then. So much for that icy web. Now, my next step is to ask the police to call off the hunt for Spiderman until I've had a chance to contact him again. A few minutes later, in the office of Deputy Police Inspector Rudo. Yes, Chief. Sure, Chief. I know, Chief. We're bound to get a lead on Spider-Man sooner or later. Can you use a light, Inspector? I could use a miracle torch. If I don't find that Spider-Man, the Chief will have my scalp. He stole another painting a half hour ago. I found another piece of his web right at the scene of the crime. That clinches it, pal. He can't be guilty because he was playing footsie with me half an hour ago. Someone's trying to frame Spider-Man, and we better find out who. Could be. Maybe I can fly over the city and try to find. Relax, Torch. Sometimes the less glamorous but tried and true police methods will get the best results. Let me go through my mugshots and see what I can come up with. After long minutes of painstaking scrutiny, Fox. Why didn't I think of him before? This has all the trademarks of one of his capers. That's all I need, Chief. At least it's a lead. Have your men block all the arteries to and from the city and wait till you hear from me. I'll do the rest. First thing to do is contact Spider-Man. Spider-Man, let's work together. But other eyes have also seen the dramatic letters of fire in the sky. Hey, boss, if the Torch teams up with Spider-Man, I don't want any part of it. A wise general knows when to retreat. Don't panic, boys. We'll simply leave town for a while and for our health. Wow, what a showman that guy is. Only Spider-Man would think of shining his spider symbol from the Statue of Liberty's torch. Hi, Torchy. I had a hunch you'd be along sooner or later. Don't let it go to your head, laughing boy. We've still got a little robbery to solve. Don't try to kid me. I'll bet you've got some plan of action mapped out. Natch. I practically doped out the whole thing with a little help from Inspector Rudd. The crook we're looking for is probably a bozo known as the Fox. I brought you a photo of him. Ah, it's still steaming. Okay, now that we know what he looks like, where do we find him? Heck, I can't do all the thinking for you. We'll have to find him somehow. The only clues are a list of places Inspector Rudd gave me where he was seen recently. This subway station is the first place. Let's look inside. I hear you talking, hotshot. I sure got to get a kick out of the way people gape at me when I swing by on my web. What you staring at, fella? Didn't you ever see a Spider-Man swinging down a subway tunnel before? Yoo-hoo, young man. Would you help a little old lady, please? I'm busy right now, ma'am, but sure, what can I do for you? Could you just hold this bag for me while I try to find my subway tokens? It'll be a pleasure, ma'am. You shouldn't have to carry such a heavy bag. Say, what is this? It's all sticky. I can't let go. It's covering me with some sort of super glue. Ah, you catch on quickly, don't you? Well, now that your hands are occupied, I'll just make sure that I put the rest of you out of action too. For now that you've outlived your usefulness to the Fox, I must regretfully bid you adieu. But at that split second, a sudden streak of flame darts out, striking the Fox's weapon and melting it instantly. The torch! A wise man is never too proud to flee when his plans are upset. I'll still triumph over those two young bunglers. Stop squirming, Spider-Man. I'll melt that thing off you in a minute. Hey, easy, Torch. Those are my hands in there. Anybody ever tell you that you complain a lot for a superhero? There. Now you can wiggle your little pink fingers again. Okay, hot stuff, let's go. The fox headed this way. Move, Chowderhead, there's a train behind you. Wait, what was that thing I just ran past on the tracks below? Hey, stop scaring me that way, will you? I was right, it's some sort of a trap door. Come on, Torch, get a move on. This must be the entrance to one of the fox's secret lairs. Say, some cozy setup he's got here. Yeah, but no sign of him or the Da Vinci painting. He gives the slip, but he can't have gotten far. Torch, we run out of clues, so we've only one thing to fall back on. We'll have to rely on my spider sense to help us track him down. I've heard about that little power of yours, but I always thought it was a gag. If you want to use it, be my guest. Fair enough. Let's head for the Bowery. Might as well start with the crummiest part of town. Spider sense? Big deal. I'd have thought of that myself. Minutes later, in the heart of New York's Bowery. Those poor guys are too down and out to notice a couple of clowns like us. Well, when does your spider sense start perking, pal? As soon as you climb up long enough to give it a chance. Finally, after a half hour of tedious walking and searching, hold it, Torch. I sense something. It's coming from that wooden Indian. Are you kidding? The only thing that joker's got is termites. Torch, you're about as funny as a busted leg, and just as useful. I'm going to force this wooden arm and see what happens. Still feel like laughing at my spider sense? Well, I'll be. Watch out, Torch. We've struck pay dirt. Only one chance to a customer, pal. This little smoke screen will knock the fight out of them fast enough. Okay, I admit this is one of the fox's lairs, but he lambed out already and he took the painting with him. The rat deserted us. He hightailed it for Central Park, and I hope you get him. Thanks for nothing, bub. Central Park's a mighty big place. How do we know where to find him? What do you use for a memory, Torch? Did you forget about my spider sense? Come on, we're wasting time. You know, you handle those webs of yours pretty smooth for a guy who can't fly. And you fly pretty good yourself for a guy with no webs. Here's the park, playmate. Now what? Now just watch me catch a fox, that's what. With the unerring instincts of his namesake, Spider-Man heads right for a certain water fountain and... See what I mean, Hotshot? Boy, I'll bet you'd be a terror in a game of hide and seek. Looks like this is the last of the fox's lairs, but it's deserted. A lot of good your spider sense is doing us. Hey, what are you climbing up there for? Shh, this hidden exit leads to the surface. I want to hear this. Sorry, Pop, you'll have to take that gadget out of the park if you don't have a license. Oh, sorry, officer. You bet. I'll roll it away right now. Hold on, mister. I want to ask you something. This is a heck of a time to be buying a look at the moon. Bending down suddenly, the strange little man presses a small button at the side of his shoe, and then, if you want to talk to me, you'll have to catch me first, and nobody can do that. I wouldn't bet on it, brother. Huh? How did you... Hey, don't call me Spider-Man for nothing, chum. And now, we've got a little unfinished business to take care of. First of all, let's see what you look like under this thing. No wonder you wear a mask. You can't do this. Nobody's ever out-tricked the fox before. And nobody's succeeded in framing Spider-Man before. You're lucky I don't mop the place with you. So this is why I couldn't see out of this gizmo. It's a phony, just a hollow pipe. And look what's inside, the stolen Da Vinci painting. Look out, you'll burn it. Relax, my hand isn't flaming. You were some help, Torch. I needed you like a hole in the head. In your case, kiddo, a hole in the head would be an improvement. Come on, lock me up so I can stop listening to you two nuts. The end.